What's up YouTube, it's your boy Nash here. Welcome back to the channel. Now before we get started with today's video, the road to 200 subs has now come to a close and we are now 210 subs away from hitting 500 subs. And if you guys are new to the channel, and I know that a lot of you guys are, because practically 100% of you guys are watching the content, but you guys are not even subscribed. So if you guys are watching the content, you like the content and you want more of the content, but you guys have not subscribed as of yet, then make sure you guys do indeed subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, smash that thumbs up button on this video, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And I want you guys to post in the comments below answering the question of the day, which is this: what are your guys' thoughts on Alliance Insight, and what deck are you guys going to be playing when the set gets released in the TCG? Let me know down in the comments below. And for today's video, excuse me. For today's video, we're going to be talking about the last batch of cards that will actually be in Alliance Insight. Now, I don't know if we're going to get any OCG imports, because usually with these core booster sets, I think it's usually like twice a year. Like twice a year that we would get OCG imports, and I think like once a year we would always get TCG exclusives, you know, like a new TCG exclusive archetype, which I think which I would assume that we are getting that in this set. Not entirely sure though, but I believe that there are 5 cards to talk about in this video. 1, 2, 4, 5. Yeah, so there are 5 cards to talk about. And interestingly enough, one of them is actually a new card for Brain Control, which is kind of funny. So I'm not going to waste any time. I'm just going to get straight into it. Kicking these off, we actually have the aforementioned Brain Control support card. Excuse me. Known as Brain Controller. You heard me right, Brain Controller, which is very funny. And it is a 1-star Dark Psychic Tuner with 100 attack and 200 defense. And all 3 of its effects are once per turn. The first effect reads: if this card is normal or special summon, you can add 1 Brain Control from your deck to your hand. Second effect reads: you can pay life points. If you pay life points, you can target a face-up monster on the field that has a level and declare a level from 1 to 8. It becomes the declared level. Third effect reads: if this card is sent to the grave as synchro material, you can special summon it to your opponent's field in defense, but its effects are negated. So this is actually kind of funny because this actually can help bring out so many different synchro monsters, including cards like Psychic M Punisher, Sign Frame Lord Omega, Borlode Savage Dragon, Stardust Dragon. What else? Excuse me. The new Psychic Synchro that rivals that of Psychic M Punisher, which I have talked about that on the channel. You can literally summon any synchro monster with this card, which is absolutely insane. And it also acts as a monster reborn, but mixed in with a bit of a kaiju like effect, where it gets summoned to your opponent's field, but unfortunately its effects are negated. And plus it's also a Rhoda for Brain Control. And the sad part is nobody even plays brain control anymore. Like nowadays, everybody's playing Change of Heart, Snatch Steal, which both are legal at 1, by the way, in today's format, which is very crazy. I have to admit though, I have to admit, a card like this is a bit gimmicky. So I mean, like, if you were playing like a, excuse me, if you were playing an Edison deck, and this card was in that said Edison deck, I mean, by the standards of Edison format, this card is nuts. This card is fucking cracked. But by today's standards, the card is a bit slow, and the crazy thing is, even though all 3 of its effects say if, just because it has an if effect doesn't mean that it can't miss timing, because most times it can miss timing, especially when it comes to monsters that have when effects, because with those cards, those are the ones that can really miss timing, and it's mostly because of the fact that your opponent is interacting with your deck. So when that happens, you're basically screwed. So I mean the card's not bad. It could have been better, but it is what it is. Next up, we've got Bomber Place, which kind of looks like she kind of looks like the girl, one of the female characters from My Hero Academia, the one that can was it the one that conducts electricity, or is that the guy? I don't remember. I think I'm on season 7, but I think we're still waiting for one more season, and I think I think that series is coming to an end. But she kind of reminds me of the girl that has the oh my god, I'm trying to remember her quirk. The one that has the plugs for her ears, I guess. That girl. She kind of reminds me of that. This monster card reminds me of her, but unfortunately, I'm actually not watching My Hero Academia. I'm actually watching Attack on Titan, which I don't know why people are sleeping on that anime. I know that a lot of people are saying that it's overrated. I don't see it that way. I think it's actually kind of crazy. I think it's pretty crazy, pretty funny in some parts, of course, but for the most part, pretty chaotic, to say the very least. But moving on. Bomber Place, 6-star Dark Spellcaster with 1350 attack, 2400 defense, and the effect reads as followed. Once per chain, as a quick effect, you can pay 600 life points, then activate one of these effects. If you control monsters of each level from 1 to 6, choose one face-up monster your board controls that has a level, and destroy all of the monsters they control with an equal level, rank, or link rating. Or choose a monster you control that has a level and destroy all opponent's monsters in its column with an equal level, rank, or link rating. I mean, it's not bad. It's pretty much a much more bad version of Raigeki. Or it could be a really bad Dark Hole. I mean, there's really not a whole lot to say about it, except that it is a very bad version of Dark Hole and Raigeki rolled into one card. I will say though, the artwork is pretty sick. I don't really know if it's gonna be useful by the standards of 2025. I think in the standards of potentially Edison format, it would be pretty useful, but I really don't think it is now, just because of the fact that both Dark Hole and Raigeki are perfectly fine where they're at now, and you really don't see those cards get played often unless if it's in a deck that doesn't really give a damn about end boards. So it is what it is. I think the effects could have been better, but it is what it is. But next up we have a pun. We have a pun. Do it early, do it together. I don't know who the fuck came up with that name, but clearly they were trying to create some sex joke or something. I don't know what the hell they were thinking, but that's the card. Looks pretty cool though. I'll give it that. But it is a quick play spell that reads if you do not have another copy of this card in your grave, banishment, nor face up field, banish the top 7 cards of your deck face down. Your opponent banishes 7 cards from their extra deck and or the top of their deck face down. So I mean it is a good way to ensure that your opponent gets down, gets down a few cards in their main deck. But the only problem is that if they know that they're about to lose, what they'll do is they'll target cards in their extra deck and banish them all face down. Interestingly enough, there's a ruling that there's a ruling, I believe, Frame Lord Omega ruling. I think there's a ruling for Frame Lord Omega where I believe you can target banished cards that are face down, and you can actually target face down banished cards, I believe. I think that's the ruling. I want to check it out for a second. Let's see here. Let's see. I think so. I think that is the ruling. It doesn't. I'm on Wikipedia and it doesn't really say. Oh, here we are. Yeah. Okay. So according to Wikipedia, it says here that Frame Lord Omega can target a card that is banished face down by Pot of Desire. So interestingly enough, with this card, do it early, do it together. Excuse me. You can actually target. You can indeed target banished face down cards, and that basically threatens your opponent completely. So if your opponent doesn't have a Frame Lord Omega in their extra deck, or if they had banished it off of this card's effect, then your opponent is just basically screwed. Your opponent is basically screwed, and there's really not much you can do about. There's nothing much that they can do about it, but still, that's actually not bad. This can actually be very, very, very useful, especially when especially when your opponent is down a few cards, only has like 6 or exactly 7 cards in their main and extra deck. This threatens lethal, which is insane. Next up, we have 7-star Sky Style, Bato Jutsu Hagun. And I'm probably butchering the name, so I humbly apologize. But here we go. And it is also a quick play spell. And it has 2 separate effects. The first one reads, target a face-up monster you control, equip a level 7 monster from your hand or deck with the same type, but a different name, to it as an equip spell that gives it 700 attack, but return that equipped card to the hand during the end phase. Second effect reads, when an opponent's level rank 8 or higher monster is destroyed by battle, while this card is in your grave, you can add this card to your hand. Funny enough, this card can actually work with blue eye, this can actually work with blue eyes, red eyes, dark magician, galaxy eyes. Pretty much any deck that uses up level 7 or level 8 monsters. Even dragon rulers can also abuse this card and basically just pull off any other combo bullshit that they may have. This card is actually kind of sick. I could possibly see this card being one of the big secret rares that people are gonna want to pull, just because of the fact that it can be used in decks like Red Eyes, Blue Eyes, Dark Magician, Dragon Ruler. It can be used in decks like Zombies, in Zombies. Pretty much any deck that has a high number of level 7 and 8 or higher monsters in the deck. This card is actually kind of crazy. But now we have the last card of the video, and it's known as Abduction. Yes, you heard me right. That's the exact name. And the artwork is very, very, very funny. Literally, it is a monster getting abducted by aliens. Very funny. And it kind of looks like Ushioni a little bit, but it is a normal trap, and the effect is a once per turn that reads target a face-up monster your opponent controls, banish a monster from your deck or extract with the same original type, attribute, and level, rank or link rating. And if you do, take control of it, but if you banish a monster with the same original name, negate the taken monster's effects. Okay, so this is basically a much more slower version of Snatch Steal, and it's not bad. And I think this would be a really good replacement if Snatch Steal does get put back on the ban list at some point. If it does, I mean, it's not the end. It's not the end of the world. So hypothetically speaking, if cards like Snatch Steal, if cards like Change of Heart get put back on the ban list at some point, like say it happens 3 months after Alliance Insight gets released, right? Both those cards get banned. Abduction can be a suitable replacement for both those cards, and the card, and you would still be able to pull off your combos with whatever monster that you may have taken from your opponent, which is pretty crazy. I will say, yes, it is a much more slower version of Snatch Steal and Change of Heart, respectively. But I feel like sending cards from your what did it say, from your deck? Yeah, from your deck or extra deck to your graveyard can become quite the asset, because as we all know, the graveyard is essentially your second hand. So it can actually be a very useful tool. So this card is actually not too bad. But with that being said, that will do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more card discussions in the future, then make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.